Yes, InDesign. So next lesson in InDesign. So create new, take size, any size. So it can be default I'm taking, right? Yeah, this is my page. Yeah, today we focus on InDesign, Apex and Pathfinder, right? Suppose Pathfinder you can find from object. See, this is Pathfinder here. So in Pathfinder again, add, subtract, interact, exclude overlap and minus back options are there. So mostly we use this to intersect, to overlap between two objects. We use this, right? Suppose here I'm taking one rectangle, right? This is my rectangle. Right here on the over on this I'm creating ellipse shape, right? So by pressing Alt and Shift I'm creating this circle, right? So these are both overlapped objects. Sometimes you have to prepare some overlapped shapes, like in Illustrator how we did the same way here. Between these two objects, by combining these two, we'll get the different shapes. So this is one and this is another one, right? Suppose click here on any one object, and suppose object and use here. So a Pathfinder, suppose add, you cannot add because if you want to use this Pathfinder you must use two shapes, two objects, but here one only we are using. So by selecting these two, by using shift or otherwise by dragging these two, right, select this and menu bar, check the object menu and here use Pathfinders, right? So add here, it is added to each other, right? So it became one new shape. So here if you want you can fill color, right? You can fill color. So this is nice shape here, and you take any object now. So I'm creating one shape. So here yeah, this is my circle here, this is my circle here, right? And here I'm taking one more shape here, right? And here I'm adding shape with the pen tool. Yeah, connected these points, right? This is my new shape. So by selecting dragging these two, you select and from object now you can use this subtract, right? So it is subtracted. See the shape now, the beautiful shape it is, right? So I want to fill color also here, right? Suppose from object, again I'm using this subtract, and here fill color, right? I'll take that a new color, something like a red color. So I'll write this. This is subtract and this is add, right? So this is add. Add. This is add, and here it is subtract. Subtract, right? These are two. So keep this here. You select this and keep this side, right here. So one more shape I'm taking, a rectangle shape. I'm taking rectangle, and I'm taking the new shape, oval shape I'm taking here. I'm using Alt Shift, right, and move this. Yes. And again you select this. So before doing this, shall copy this by pressing Alt. I'm taking one more copy. So here I want both. So both select and press an Alt and drag. So this is one more, and here suppose one more, right? So first select these two, and from object, and here use this intersect, right? See, it is intersected. So here also fill some color. Change this color here to yellow, right? Keep this side. Now drag this and keep this here. And now I'm using from object again Pathfinder, and suppose exclude overlap. So it is excluded, overlap and excluded. Suppose here can try to fill color, then we understand, right? So here I want to change some green color, right? So give this name intersect and exclude overlap, right? Intersect. So type this intersect. So drag here, exclude overlap. Exclude overlap. Yeah. So this is this option, right? Yes. And here you select this also and drag here and keep here. Select these two and select these two and drag here. right? Then again from object, Pathfinder, and minus back. See, it is minus back. So move up, right? So it is minus back. So give this name minus back. Minus. Good. So you can fill color here also. So take this color, say OK, right? So these are Pathfinder effects. So give here name Pathfinder. Right? So Pathfinder. So here increase the size. Right. Yes. Okay. So these are Pathfinders from Adobe InDesign. Next, we'll check effects, right? So for that, I'm taking a new document, the same size. So for the effects, here we use image and some shapes also. Here I'm taking yes, any image. So make it small. Right? I'll export. I will import again. Place. Right? So I'll drag and decide my size. I'll drag and decide my size. Yes. And here I'm taking a shape, one rectangle shape I'm taking, right? Yeah, this is. Here I want to fill color, say OK. Okay. Now check the effects. So where you will get effects from InDesign, there is again object menu is there. From object menu, check here effects, right? So here see that the transparency, right? In that effects are there. Suppose here you can change the opacity. Transparency means what? Opacity, right? Right? Suppose here I am changing a mode. So this is a multiply. and on both images, overlapped images, we use actually these the modes, multiple modes, right? Suppose here, cancel this and select this object and suppose effects and here check the multiply option here. So because both the images I'm using, and suppose here say OK, so you can move this onto other object, right? And now select these two and again open this object and effects, transparency, and now change your modes. Suppose this is screen, right? And this is overlay, soft light, and this is hard light, right? The color depth. So these are and all depends on the colors from both photographs. This mode can work, right? The purely depends on colors inside the photograph. So suppose this is darken and this is difference, the hue. See, the same effects from the Photoshop also we use, right? The Photoshop and Illustrator, we use these things. So make it normal for time being, right? And suppose here, see here, there is a drop shadow. Suppose here, cancel this, and move outside from the photo, and again object and effects, and suppose drop shadow here, or options. See, click on drop shadow inside box and you will get the drop shadow options here, right? So here options are there, and again you can choose the blending options, right? Make it normal because you must keep this object on another object, then only we'll observe this blending modes, right? Instead of this here, then check the opacity of the shadow. So opacity of the shadow, make it lighter or darker, and this angle, suppose zoom this and then we'll understand more clearly. Yes, object and effects and drop shadow. Yeah, see, rotate this and the distance can increase and decrease, and these options, right? The size and scaleness options, and the spreadness, how much you want that spreadness, right? And here the noise, if you want to add some noise around the object, right, you can use that. And suppose you can choose these options, and here use the global light. Okay, if you satisfy with your effects, you can say OK, or otherwise cancel, right? And again inner shadow, for inner shadow, and click again on that box, or otherwise that inner shadow text, and you will get this. And see, these blending modes and opacity same like the previous option, right? And suppose this is the position again, and rotate this and check all the options same like the before one. For drop shadow, how we use the same effect, the same options are visible here, right? And uncheck this and outer glow. So here I'm giving outer glow. The instead of white you can choose blue, right? And this technique is, instead of softer, precious, right? And the size you can increase and check the softness, right? And the noise is, you can increase and decrease. The spreadness also you can increase and decrease, right? And disconnect this outer glow and inner glow and check here. So instead of this, you can choose now this yellow or otherwise blue. Yellow this time I'm giving, and this the options you can choose, the size, right? Inside it is giving. The remaining things are the same. And the choke value, see, this is the featherness it is giving, right? The sharp or smooth it is giving, right? And here it is Bevel and Dimbos, and click on that. Here we have options again, that emboss. So as I'm giving emboss effect, and technique is smooth, so SL hard, so SL soft, and direction is up and down. Sometimes you can choose, depends on your requirement. And the size also you can decrease and increase, right? And the depth 100% you want or smooth. And this is angle, right? You can check the angles, right? So this is altitude, and this opacity, and this here it is opacity, the lower and side, right? It has. And the highlights, the screens are, suppose it is in screen, you can change it into any mode, right? In default it is in screen. Where is that? Yeah, make it in screen. And shadow is multiply, so keep this as it is, right? And check the satin. Again change this, and size also you can decrease and increase. You can invert this, right? So invert means a reverse, an opposite. This is what a basic feather. So here we are using feather. Sometimes you want our object not in sharp lines, right? The featherness you can add, and the value of the choke also you can increase and decrease. If you want to add any noise, you can add, right? And delete this. And directional feather, right? So you can use the directional feather. So which side you want actually? Bottom, sideways, and you can turn, rotate in direction wise, right? Otherwise other things are same. And here this is gradient feather. Yes, this is nice actually. See, the gradientness we are applying. You can move this black more. It is occupying, right? And suppose you are adding more, and here it is the transparency you are adding more, right? So you can make it ulta. So you change these options, right? This side or that side. And of course opacity, and this is location. So where you want actually, this side or that side, you can change. And type is linear or radial. See, this is a radial, and keep this in center. See this, I'm adding this, the beautiful it is, right? Fantastic. Yes, or otherwise you can make it reverse. Beautiful it is, right? Here these are the options, right? So if you like, you can say okay, or otherwise make it cancel. Suppose the same thing we apply for the image also. Suppose here you move this here, you can apply on, suppose a drop shadow is there, so here you can increase this the value, increase that value, opacity, and suppose this is, it is in multiply, make it normal, size options, and the spreadness, suppose. So cancel this, and I'll add again effects and drop shadow. Yes, now see the drop shadow added. Here we can change this direction, so no need to explain all these things again, right? So, and this is inner shadow, right? And this is outer shadow, this is inner glow, and bevel and dimbos. Suppose here you can use this bevelness, emboss, and choose the direction and the size also, right? And this is satin, and this is basic feather. The featherness on photo also we are getting that, right? So corners are diffused or rounded, right? Suppose I'm choosing diffused. See, here it is, a beautiful featherness we are adding. Sometimes we want to use these effects in our designs, right? And this is other option. So this is a directional feather, right? So, and this is a gradient feather, right? See, this is the gradient. You can open this gradient beautifully. You see here, you can choose this and you can add the gradientness. So how much actually you want, right? Otherwise you can reverse this side or that side, right? And choose this radial. See, this is radial. See, only that portion we are covering. This is really nice, right? This effect is really nice. And see, this is a reverse. We can change the direction, a reverse gradient. But this is nice. I like this, right? Yes. Yeah, this is right. Beautiful. You can make it bit close. Yes, and you can move this side. Yeah, this is very nice. Yes, see, fantastic. Suppose if you want, you can say okay, right? These are the effects from InDesign, and these are Pathfinders, right? Pathfinder means by using two different shapes you can combine them, add and intersect, exclude overlap, and subtract and minus by. And these are effects from InDesign. The next class I'll explain on another topic, so you can practice this, and if you have any doubt, please ask. Thank you.